What's going on, YouTube family? It's G Body Auto back with another one. This is a 2008 ACURA MDX. I did do a shifter. I think it's I forgot what the sensor was on the shifter that was stuck last week. But anyway, so this one needs a condenser. I thought this was ready to go for inspection tomorrow, but here we are. Thankfully, I had another condenser for that ACURA MDX, same one. So I just ordered another for replace that one, and I'm going to use that one on this vehicle today. So most of these clip holes were already out. I had 3 of them that just popped out. So you just get a screwdriver and hit it right where the head is at and just pull up on it. So we'll get started on this thing. I have a few things like a 10 millimeter already on my impact, and an 8 mil little pry tool, needle nose, screwdriver. I think that's probably all I'll need, but we will find out as we get going. So got that splash guard off, and then we have like a couple tins here, a couple clips there here. So we're gonna get those off. All right, so we got those off. You can see it's getting loose already. So all we should need to do is go under the car now. Might have to turn these wheels depending on how close they are. We're gonna get that screw off right there. And then I think there's a couple tins on each side up under here. You kind of see that right there. There's a few of them under there. So that holds everything firm there. So let me move this mat over, and then I will turn that wheel to the right, to the left, to the driver's side, so I can get that screw out also. All right, so I got that wheel turned. So you just take your screwdriver, or if you got a impact drill, put your Phillips on that. Just take that right on out. So that holds that bumper in tight over there too. Then we'll get up under here, see what's actually holding on. So we can take these clips here off. Same thing with your flathead, pry tool, and just work your way all the way down. Okay, so I got all these on this side out. Got to reposition to go to the other side here. But don't forget to take out this tin on the edge. That's holding everything together also. So don't worry about these other ones. Just this tin on the edge. See, everything's getting loose. So we'll position on the move to the driver's side and do the same thing. Oh yeah, before you go to the driver's side, there is one more. There's a screw up here. So remember, we took out that one. There's another one up here. If you can see it, let me turn the light. There it is. Don't forget to take that one out. It's the bumper, it goes into the fender. So take that out. There it is. Now we can move to the driver's side. So we did the same thing. Just took out those 3, 4 tabs there. Remember, don't touch these. Don't touch those. Just only one on the corner. And then we took out our screw. Remember, that was holding the bumper. Actually, my screw is still in there. You can see it. There it is. So it didn't fall down, but there you go. So anyway, when that stuff is unbolted, then it'll start getting really loose. Then keep all your stuff together. Usually I do one side by itself and the other side all the stuff together. So you'll pull this bumper forward, you can pull this side out also. It just falls right out. Try to keep it all together. And then your fog lights will be down there holding. Let me see if I can move this so you can see it. See, it pretty much just fell off. Look down there. Got your fog lights. See where that green is at? There's a clip that holds that together. So, and I forgot to take my screw out the side actually. You can mess that up. See, it's trying to barely hold on. You can see that. So as soon as I take this out, I bet you it's gonna fall. Almost fall if I don't hold it up. See, I almost tore that bumper. Actually, I did tear it. It's okay, there's not a lot of pressure on there. I can put it back in, so there you go. So now you can really see that. So just push down on the tab and pull out. Same thing for the other. Push down, pull out. Go to the other side, do the same thing. I replaced this fog light, well, both of these fog lights, but this one for some reason had a really tough time. So sometimes if you can't get it out, just take the whole thing out with the bulb. Oh, look at that, the bulb is broke. Good thing I did that anyway, because I replaced it. So anyway, let's see. Yeah, that one's not going to come out either. There you go. Now you can just move that whole thing out your way. Now we're looking at the face. So we can take the headlights off. That way they won't be in the way. As you see right there, we gotta get to that bracket. So it might be easier to take the headlight off. Some people might go in there with a 10 and can get to that with a ratchet. I mean a box wrench. But I'd rather not do that. Just take out the whole headlight. So that's a 10mm right there. This one was already out, so somebody moved this before, or at least they took out the little push-in clip to hold it. So 10 there, and you go under, get another 10 right there on that bracket for your headlight. You see it just drops right down, moves out the way. Then you gotta take it all the way out, just let it sit there, and then do the same thing for the other side. I'll show y'all that. This side has two bolts, like it look like it's bent, so I gotta bend that back up. There we go. So I can get to it. Alright. At least it's loose enough we can get what we need, which we need to get to that. Let me set this down for a second. So yeah, so that's the bracket for the condenser, the hose condenser. Take that out. These are also 10mm. Off of each side. Just take that off. Make sure you save these rubber boots. It's gonna go on the next one. Took off the radiator. I forgot I already took this side off. Make sure you take out the right bracket. Not like me. So anyway, you put this back in place if it came out of place. There we go. So you got a bracket here that holds the transmission cooler. So get that taken out. That's also a 10. Got some tension on that, so it must have, whenever they had a little bump, a little accident they had, it just moved this back a little bit. Not major though. So okay, so we got let's see here. Yeah, we'll have to move that bracket. I've done both this whole bracket, so there's 10 down there. We might not have to use that, I'm not sure yet. But I'm about to take this off the bracket to move this bracket back. You might be able to bend it out the way, but it's good to probably at least loosen the bottom one so you have some room to move. So let's try that. Okay, yeah, so I didn't untighten this all the way. I left it in there so it can swing left and right. I'm gonna try to take it out that way. Took out these two bolts here from this bracket, and as you can see, it's loose. So it can almost swing out of your way. Once we get to that point, we're taking off the condenser. So I want to try to leave that in place and see what happens on that. So look like it's just the condenser bolts at this point on that one, and it should be a lower one. Yeah, then you can see the green where it was spraying out. So the other one is right there. It's actually right above this. You can see the top of the head. So I might can get around that. I might have to take this off at least so I can get past it. That's probably what I do to make it easier. Yeah, so I took out that one bolt and it made it easier to access that. So that's the 8, and the other one on top, remember that's also an 8. So we'll take apart those. I think that's the last 2 possibly. To get that one out, actually I put an extension on there because it was hidden on my drill. So I put an extension on that 8 mil. And we'll take out the top one. Actually the top one is a 10. That's where they use 2 different sizes. There you have it. Got them both loose. I didn't mention at the beginning, make sure there's no freon in your system. You know, if you don't know, you need to get a freon gauge, and that way you can see if there's any pressure in there. And if not, if there is pressure in there, freon in there, then you need to get that evacuated at a shop, safely evacuated. So yeah, more than likely, if you're replacing this because of damage, it's probably leaked all out anyway. So we'll get this, it should start sliding right up. As you see, it's pretty loose, so you will have to get past that. So you have to pull it out enough to get past that. You might actually have to pull that all the way out. I might as well do that nut I was telling you about at the bottom. That way it's less fighting. And then you just pull this whole thing out, look like. Let's see if I can just pull it out. That was just pull it out, I think. I'm not even gonna force it. I'm gonna see if I can get this out without taking this whole thing bracket out. For some reason it's kind of hanging up down there. I don't know if because it's a little bent down there from the little damage they had or what, but I'm gonna see if I can get the condenser out without taking the thing out. Oh yeah, on that side it is damaged. I can see it's pushed in down there. So let me try to get this unwedged. I think from the accident it just made it rub against the radiator. So I'm gonna check that out. Okay, that just took a second. So you can see down there, it did push it in. A little curve all the way down there. Let me see. So this is the place where it hit. It's so weird because I didn't see any damage on this side of the bumper. Either way it go, that's where the damage is at. You can see it was spraying all out right there. So I'm going to try to, if I can bend that back some. It's going to be tight because, as you can see, that's the bottom rubber grommets that keep it in place. That's very weird, but it's like that. So I'm going to try to bend that bracket back down, and then that way the next one can go on there easier. All right, guys, sorry. I did bend the frame down there a little bit out so I can get this back in there on both sides. This side was really tough down there. but I was able to, if you can see down there, I was able to get it back in the garment. You probably can't see it. There's the garment right there. You can see just a fraction of it. So anyway, that's where you want to get that, you know, the bottom has something like that on each side. So there's garments that's down there. Keep getting these calls. Anyway, so once I got that straightened out just a little bit more, I just slid the condenser right down in there. Then I bolted those back up, you know, the 10 and the 8 at the bottom. And then that's where I'm at right now. I'm kind of sticking this back in place. Let's get these brackets back in place. So that's what you'll do here. So you got, you know, the one up there, you got these two, you gotta hang that back up and tighten that one at the bottom still. So I'm gonna get that done right quick. All right, so we got those, the top one, these two, and that bottom one back tight. So really all you do now is, you know, you go backwards, put your headlights back in place. Ready to go. And then you'll be putting your bumper back on. What I'm probably gonna do at this point though, is probably fill it with some Freon and see if there's any leaks. So that's what I'm gonna do. So let me pause right quick. I'm gonna tighten down my headlights, and then I'll be back. All right guys, so I'm adding the Freon in now. Just heard my compressor kick. So if you like before you start and you want to tackle this, if you have a pump to pump down your Freon, if you have Freon still in your system, you can get those pumps at Harbor Freight. You pump them down. You know, sometimes that's a little bit too technical for some people. So you would just take it to your shop, and have them, you know, take down the Freon. And then they can just put it back in for you, because they probably got, I don't know how many pounds it takes, but they'll know how much it is. They'll charge you something to do that, but it won't be extreme. So I'm gonna finish putting this in here and see how it's sitting and see if it works. Well, I know it's working, but to see how cold and where to stop at. All right, guys. So it's been about, I don't know, 5 minutes. I've just been keeping the gauge on my gauge. Actually, this gauge is broken. It's about 20 pounds off where it should be, maybe 20, 25 pounds. So it's really sitting right at 40, maybe 43. This gauge, it broke the first time I used it. AC Pro. I got it because the long reach, because some vehicles, you know, you gotta go way down or way in the back and there's no room. So this was a great length on it, but it broke the first time. It still works, but the gauge itself broke really quick. So, and I got off of Amazon, and of course, I didn't use it immediately because I still had another gauge. So by the time I used it and found out, I couldn't even send it back. So anyway, so yeah, so no leaks. That's the old stuff. No leaks. And it is blowing ice cold. So there you have it. AC condenser installed. All I'm gonna do is put my bumper back on. You do that. You still have a few screws up there, your clips. That'll be really easy. I'm not gonna record that. I still have to find my fog light that was broken and put that back in there. But other than that, pretty simple job. Just take your time. Make sure you keep up with your screws and your clips and put everything back the way you found it. So another one from G-Body Auto. Save yourself some money. Do it yourself. Take an hour, 2 hours, you know, whatever it takes you, you can do it. You know, get a few tools. All you need is that 8mm and a 10mm, and then a Phillips head, screwdriver, and a flathead. That's really all you need. I didn't use the pry tool or my needle nose. I just put it out there just so you can try different things. But yeah, that's all you need. So another one, like and subscribe. We appreciate y'all watching, and y'all have a good one. We out.